It's going to be like the AWS style, very lightweight. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Yeah, so it's going to be headshot reliant. Today, I think it's finally time that we re-enter the Phantom Forces grind. It's been a long time, and I took a long hiatus from this game because of some issues with the development team and some negative press that came out, but I think it's finally time that we're going to get back into the Phantom Forces groove. I still plan on dabbling in some other Roblox games and maybe some just overall game stuff, top 10, stuff like that. But I think it's time that we finally re-enter the Stylus Studios game. But first, I mean, I have not played this at all for a long time. First, just looking at this new update, I don't know any of these new guns. Never used any of them. The FALO, FALO. We're gonna say FALO is probably a good guess. So we got one new LMG, new carbine, assault rifle, battle rifle, PDW, whole bunch of IA2s. Shotgun, the Ithaca 37, very cool. Stakeout, not sure what that is. And we got a new flip-up sight and some other changes, and then a whole bunch of the FALs got new model weapon remodels. Got new weapon remodels. So there's been a lot of stuff to happen recently. And I'm sure I missed another update at some point. So without further ado, let's just load in and see what's going on. Alright, here we are. We're finally back on the loading screen. It's been a while. But let's go. But more importantly, let's take a look at what new guns are added. A lot of the guns were a support class, so I'm just going to go straight to the support class. We got the M249 Saw. This is one of those classic American LMGs. We also got the QJB95 LSW, which is going to be... I'm not sure what this is from. I'm not sure the ethnicity of this one, but I don't know. Cool. Got the FALO, obviously Belgian because of the Belgian Day, whatever. All the new Belgian guns. We got a new RPK 16. Got a whole mag drum on it by default. That's pretty cool. And it's got a weird ammo capacity 95. Don't have this one unlocked, but it looks evil, and I don't really want to use it anyways. So, moving on, we got battle rifles. We got the Bren 2, AK-308, so new AK, IA-2 battle rifle, and the MCX Spear. So we got a lot of American guns, and we got a lot of Belgian guns added. Probably for the 4th of July or something. SA-58 OSW is a carbine. And then the Ithaca 37, obviously one of the iconic pump actions. I think there were some new snipers. Yeah, okay. So we got the CSLR3. Bunch of CS. 2 CS guns, apparently. And they look actually identical, aside from the ammo. And then we got the Fix. I never heard of this in my life. Sounds cool. QBU88, a new rank 0 gun, which is cool. And that's most of them. Let's see if there's any new assault rifles. QBZ 95 and another QBZ 97A. Oh wait, there's more. Oh, I've actually used this one. So I was on when the AK-12M came out, and the AK-15. So Bren and IA-2 AR. So we got a lot of new stuff, and I haven't used either of these guns, so I guess these must be new. Now, I suppose it's finally time to test out the guns. Just give me a quick sec. Alright, so first gun up on the list is going to be the Ithaca. This is a pump action shotgun. Well, he was conveniently placed there. Pump action American shotgun. Looks very, very Olympia COD zombie style shotgun. And as many of you might have noticed, I did change my microphone settings, so now I'll be blessing your ears even louder. Just from the look of this, it's got 9 pellets, and it looks like it's going to have pretty good range, judging by the fact it's a pump action. I would expect this to be very similar to the Remington, the classic one. I'm not going to test it on that kind of range. So, without further ado, let's get into some fighting. Yeah, looks like it's got good range and crazy good damage, actually. Now, I don't have a laser on it, so I shouldn't have been trying to hit fire, but that's okay. Yeah, that's kind of nutty damage from that far away. This thing might actually be one of the best shotguns for range, other than like the DT or something. And because it got so many pellets and, you know, 30 damage up close, it's a pretty scary gun. This thing is absolutely nutty, actually. I've gotten a little used to it. It's starting to feel pretty good. Getting in the groove of Phantom Forces again. I can tell my aim's a little off because, you know, it's been a while. But not a big issue. Been playing CSGO. A lot of Dead by Daylight, but I don't think that's helping too much. Okay. It's not great for that long distance, but it can still get the job done, I suppose, if you have nothing better. It's just not fast. The biggest issue with my gameplay right now is it's gotta be the fact that my movement is just so lackluster. It's like I can only remember a couple of the very simple slides, and my timing's everything. My timing's just off, which isn't super convenient, but it's something to improve on. And I see some guys staring down this. Oh, I was ready to get him. It's fine. He came back up. Okay, that was ridiculous. They didn't kill me, and it was ridiculous I actually waited to throw that grenade. Oh, almost. There's too many people in one spot. Was not a fan. Alright, we use this bad boy enough. Now, final consensus is very strong, great stopping power, pretty good speed for a pump action, but nothing great. I'm sorry, I was talking about it, but I saw a big squad. It's got very good range, and it's got good bullet velocity and penetration. It's just all around good. The only con is the small mag size and the reload speed and rechamber speed. But aside from that, very solid gun. I definitely could see this being pretty darn good in the meta. But I don't think it's ever going to be on the same level as like the Spaz from what I remember. I don't know if it's still good. I'm sure it's been nerfed. Or like the Remington. All right, moving on. We're gonna group the QBZ 95 and 97A is the same one. The QBZ 97A is extremely similar to the TAR, that it does 33 damage and then has the torso multiplier to push it just a little bit over. And then the 95 looks like a very standard AR, like your typical, or like an AUG, pretty much. We're going to start with the 97A. And it is a lot heavier and clunkier than I was expecting, actually. Which isn't a great sign. I didn't really want that to be my first impression of it. But its ADS speed is super slow. But its stability is really good, so it does make up for that. Right off the bat, I can tell this is not going to be any groundbreaking gun. Feels solid, it's got good firepower, and it looks like it's got really good range. I just interrupted some like drug deal over there. Feel bad for him, but you know, gotta eat. It's just the mobility is not there at all. And to me, I think mobility is what makes the entire meta. Like this guy is using the short barrel reduced mag BWC 9A. He gets it. He knows what mobility means. The kick is very pleasant. It's very nice, very nice. And it helps you get headshots. It's one of those guns where it just like kind of falls into headshot land. Now for the other QBZ, let's give it a shot. Already significantly better handling. Faster while holding it, I think. Not sure. Have to check the stats. Probably the same speed. Most ARs are the same speed. But I take this gun over any day. I can already feel it laser things from far away with better mobility. It's got much more kick. The physical gun recoils much farther back, but I don't think that's going to be too much of an issue. Throw on a compensator, maybe a Halbeck, if those are still in the meta. This thing could probably be really, really nice. Hell, maybe even throw on a PBS suppressor because it's got so much mobility just straight off the bat. The ADS is great. Out of the gate, liking this one more than the other QBZ. The QBZ 95 is more my feel. Feels more standard assault rifle. A little like the Groza with the kick. The kickback is a little... It's going to take a second to get used to, but I think it's going to be way more rewarding. Especially with the longer range. They got the same fire rate, but I'm trying to figure out what the difference is that I'm feeling. Same muzzle velocity. It's got better penetration, better suppression, same time to kill. So they're very similar. It's just the issue is QBZ got to hit torso, which is kind of inconvenient. If you have a bad run, I don't want to have to force shot to the limb. That's just kind of annoying. They both got great range though, I feel like. It feels like they're made for mid to long range, high damage dealers. In terms of how good both these guns are, I don't think either is as good of a gun as, like, respectively, the ARs are not as good as the shotgun was a shotgun. I'm going to move on from those two because neither of them really stood out a whole bunch. So let's move on to the Bren 3. I think there's another Bren somewhere. Yeah, the Bren 2, but I've already used that, so we're fine. We can just use the Bren 3. Another slow ADS, but it's not too slow. And it's got a lot of kick. You can tell this is going to be more for close range, just right out. It's got that like lightweight feeling. It's got great first shot recovery speed. And with the 800 fire rate, it's clearly going to be really good close quarters. I just need to get someone in close quarters, which is impossible on this map. Yeah, I'm liking how this gun's feeling right now. But again, I'm kind of hung up on the fact that I don't think it's significantly better than any other AR in any one way, which is what makes guns, you know, good in the meta. They have to excel in one thing above any other gun, and or be better overall. I think this is a very average feeling gun. Average mag size. It's got slightly faster fire rate, but the damage is not there. Don't get me wrong, it's fast to kill, but again, I don't think it's going to win you any gunfights that another gun couldn't. And on a map like this, it's just even more of it's just doing more of a disservice to it. Moving on, we got the IA2 AR, which is going to be even faster with way better recoil. I love this gun. This feels great right now. It's pretty big though. I feel like a sight would help this gun a lot. The irons are brutal. The irons just kick the big gun barrel right up into your view. Very difficult to see, but it is fast and it does solid damage. 27, I mean, it's not great, but for 900, 900's fast. I feel like this is what the last gun should have been. And I also like the sound, so added bonus. Honestly, so far this might be my favorite gun we've used. That being said, do I think it's amazing? Probably not, but it feels really strong. I could definitely see someone making a really nutty build. And to top it all off, it's got good mobility too. It is very lightweight, it feels like. The handling's just good overall. Most potential out of anything we've seen, so I'm a huge fan. And it's not grossly different in any way than other guns, but it feels unique. My issue with the other ones were they didn't. This one feels different. Although it does kind of sound like I'm shooting like BBs. I want to move on to the next gun real quick before we get done with this map. I want to try out this sniper rifle to fix. We can tell just by looking at it, this is going to be something. It's going to be like the AWS style, very lightweight. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Yeah, so it's going to be headshot reliant, clearly. It rechambered so unbelievably fast. 99 to the body. That's going to be an issue. I don't like 99 to the body. Does it one-shot if I'm closer, or was I just out of range? Ugh. It's okay. We had a nice 3-piece. We can give that part up. This is another super high mobility sniper. I mean, you can tell just by looking at it. It looks like they sawed off 90% of a normal sniper and just left the frame. Yes, it one-shots the body. That was 102 right there. That is insane. So this gun actually might be crazy. I think this is easily the best gun we've used. I barely used it, and I can tell. Just, it has one-shot capabilities, and it feels like I'm carrying an AR. I feel like this is going to be one of the guns that you can only really use with an iron or close range anyways. And the drop-off is not great. Bullet velocity and drop-off are both not great. I'm not going to be able to even come close to hitting that guy, because I have no idea what it's going to be. Like, you should not be able to rechamber a sniper rifle that fast. That's a little out of my range, though. I feel like range is a huge issue, which, I mean, makes sense. I'm not complaining about that at all. .90 fire rate with such high mobility is kinda... I mean, I don't see how it's not a great gun. All signs are leaning towards I should use this gun every game. And its choke is good in the hip fire too. This is crazy. I don't even have a laser. I mean, just look at this. This is wreaking absolute havoc when I get in the groove. It's just, sometimes I'm not in the groove, I guess. I don't think it has a high enough pen to go through that stone wall. So, yeah, I'm thinking the fix is great right now. I don't see why I wouldn't want to use it. Well, the answer why you won't want to use it is that the muzzle velocity is 1,000. That's horrible. I don't know. Either way, love it. CS-LR3 and the CS-LR4A. These are very similar to the last gun we just used, a high mobility sniper rifle. This literally feels exactly like the AWS, but I think it's better. Very fast rechamber rate. I didn't even know there was a guy there. I wasn't locked in. And it's not my best show right now. Yeah, 180 to the head is phenomenal. Alright, sorry, I fell asleep while recording. We're picking back up with the CS LR3, I believe this one is. And thankfully it's a better map anyway, so that was fine. I thought it was him for a second. I thought I was gonna hit him through the wall. I was not, but I can do that. I feel like this is a good gun, but I'm not really getting into it with it. It's not meshing well with whatever I'm doing. But its damage is really high. Its fire rate and velocity are pretty solid. I like it. However, let's see what the LR4A is like. Maybe it'll be better. Major difference is that's 5 rounds and it is a slower fire rate. I'm sure it has much higher velocity. I can already feel from the shot kick. Yeah, I'm just like that sometimes. Yeah, happens every day. We can just tell straight up that it has got much, much better firing stats, bullet performance. I don't know what firing stats are. I just made that word up, but it's got significantly better bullet performance than the last one. Damage is better, although it's still not a one-shot to the limb, as I wouldn't expect it to be. It would just be nice. Bigger rounds equals slower gun. But I feel like the bullet velocity is pretty dang good. Wow, that was cool. When I was younger, we had a dodgeball team for a tournament, and we named ourselves Beppis, and we had to change our name because the teacher had no idea what it was, looked it up, and thought it was inappropriate. So, throwback to when that happened. Unfortunately, we had to change our name to Applebee's, and we did not win as a result of that directly. That has forever stained my dodgeball career, and I haven't forgiven her since, that dang teacher. But I've grown as a person since then, and I've learned to accept. However, I guess back to the matter at hand. I guess. Both the CSLRs are very solid rifles. I'm probably going to prefer the second one, surprisingly, because we already have enough mobility guns, and the CS LR3 just felt like the AWM. So I'm gonna go with the 4A because it feels unique. It feels more like it's more like the AWP than anything, and that is one of my more liked guns to use. It's more fun. It's got high kick and very good damage with a respectable fire rate. So that's my favorite of the two. Next up, we got the Spear, which is, first off, a sick name. And it looks like the Honey Badger. So, I mean, you can just tell this is an American gun. It's not integrally suppressed, and it doesn't have a ton of ammo, as per most battle rifles. But it has crazy good damage and crazy kick. So take that as you will, but that damage is insane with that speed. The MCX Spear. I'm not even really like fully locked in right now. This is crazy damage. My movement is below F tier right now. But it doesn't matter because the gun is compensating for my lack of skill. Easily 2 shot to the head, 3 shot to the body every single time, and limbs, I think. So you just gotta land a couple of the 20 bullets. And while it does have high recoil, it's almost all vertical. Okay, so I just actually lied to you. It has a lot of horizontal and rotational. But it's still significantly better than some like the FAL without the hellback or anything like that. 47 times 3 is crazy. So if I get 1 headshot and 1 body shot, that is a kill. Talk about meta, I bet this has landed itself in pretty much whatever the meta is right now. How can something that does that much damage not be? It's got a head multiplier of 1.6, and its ammo type is called the 277 Fury. That is badass. I'm gonna call it, this is probably the best gun that they added between this and the Fix. They're both very, very good guns. Luckily for us, we still got a couple more to go. They got more IA2s, but I have a feeling all the IA2s are very similar. We actually have a couple LMGs. We got another QJB. They're all the same. It's got a drum mag, though, which is pretty sick. Actually, 2 of these 3 have a drum mag, which is really cool. We're going to try out the FALO 50.41. It's got very, very solid recoil, very controllable. But its recovery, its bullet recovery is very poor. After you fire, you are not getting your crosshair back down. But from that far away, a body shot through a wall did 34 damage. So this is gonna be a 3-shot mission. 43 to the body that close. This is an LMG with 30 bullets. It just feels like a battle rifle, to be honest. I feel like the LMG classification is not very fair. Feels like the rest of its FAL siblings. I don't think this is anything special. Plays very similar. High damage, high recoil, but with LMG stats, it does 39 damage, got a torso and head multiplier, obviously there's a head multiplier, almost 3,000 muzzle velocity, and 2 studs of penetration and 1.5 suppression. So it's pretty much a juiced up FAL with maybe a little bit more recoil, a little less handling, something along those lines. The recoil might actually be better, because this recoil is not bad, and the FAL is pretty bad. Another thing I've noticed is that little crosshair of where their gun's pointing, which is really interesting. You already know where the guy's pointing, but seeing where the gun points is pretty cool. I don't know why I didn't aim down sights. I thought hipfire was gonna work there. It definitely did not. So to be honest, I like the gun a lot. It's very strong, but it doesn't feel any different than any of the other FALs or FALs. I feel like it's got potential, but you're gonna need something to deal with the recoil and make it more manageable at range, because range is its best aspect. The crazy damage, you're not gonna 2-shot very much, but you will get 3 shots at any range. If controlled, I think it can be a very good gun, but it's not gonna be my first choice, especially not coming out of this patch. Alright, finally we're gonna do the RPK-16. I think this is gonna be the last gun that I do for this video. There's only a couple more that we didn't touch, but they're either offshoots of another gun or very similar in stats to something else. So here we got a 95 round drum. Well, that was just rude. I was explaining the gun. We got the RPK with a 95 round drum. Solid fire rate. Very controlled recoil. Actually, like disturbingly controlled recoil for an RPK. For an LMG, it doesn't feel like it's got very good penetration or suppression, which might be an issue. Yeah, it feels like the bullets just don't do much, and they don't go where my sight's looking. It feels like they have spread. It fires fast, which is why. 95 firing at 700 RPM. Obviously, they gotta do something to nerf it. So, honestly, pretty fire from range. But I think close range is going to be lackluster. It's got no penetration. I don't even think it's penetrating that wall. It uses small bullets and only has 1.2 penetration, which is extremely low for an LMG, especially an RPK. I'm just going to be upfront with you right now. I don't see any world you'd want to use this RPK over any of the other ones. RPK 12, very solid gun. All of the RPKs, especially LMG RPKs, I would take the less ammo over this gun any day. It's just very inconsistent, it feels like. Maybe if I got some attachments to just lock it in, maybe make the recoil a little bit less. It's already got low recoil, but the bullets just aren't going where I think they should be. And there's not much else to say about this gun. Big mag, but put your expectations low. I think that's going to be everything for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to get through some other guns in the future and probably make some build videos. And I'm going to get familiar with the meta so I can make better videos, better builds, and bring those straight to you guys. This is just a comprehensible video showcasing my first thoughts on some of these guns that I've never seen, and I'm sure many of you are familiar with already. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, comment, anything that shows interest. I love to see it all. I'll respond to everything. And in the comment section, drop any guns that you want to see a build for or something like that. Or any video ideas. Always up for any of those. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next video.